Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, and still the biggest cob in sport. Today we're joined by Jerry from Belfast. How are you doing, Jerry?
I'm all right. How's things, mate? UK?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've just had your man James on.
Right. And how'd that go?
He's all right. He's got more rabbit than Sainsbury's, hasn't he, James?
Was he giving you a hard time, was he?
Nah. Me and James have a bit of a laugh. We agree to stick it to each other. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves a bit of controversy, James, doesn't he? So what I do,
Yeah.
I stick it to him. Like, I mean, he's just my size, isn't he? The geezer's in a wheelchair. It'd be easy pickings for me, wouldn't he? No, that's hard of order saying that. No, he's all right. So he's a good kid. Well, he used to work for Steve Wood, didn't he? So he knows his boxing, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does, yeah.
So he's all good. He's a bit like me, and he's worked in industry and he's seen it for what it is. It's a sport full of liars, vagabonds, and charlatans. So. Okay, it keeps freezing on me this screen, doesn't it, Jerry? It's probably because you're miles away. I spoke to
I
Kent
think
today, actually. Well, I had some text messages and voice texts off Kent today. Somebody said in comment section they don't know who's going to be found first, John Fury or Kent's iPad. But when we come over to your wedding in
I've seen that earlier, actually.
eh?
I've seen that earlier in the comments. I read that comment.
Mm. When I come over to your wedding in October, Kent's invited me to over to his, so we're going to drive over there, and he's going to take me around the Shankill Road and whatever, and show me the sights. I mean, Ireland's a beautiful place, but don't get me wrong, I've seen it on telly and that. But all I remember of it from being a kid is, growing up in the 70s, loads of tanks driving them out. It's not one of them places where you want to do a club 18 to 30, is it, Jerry? Well, back
Well,
then, were it?
back then, yeah. I mean, it's obviously changed a good bit now, but um, I, I don't know what he's going to show you on the Shankill Road. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, he's all right, Kent. But Kent, we love you to death. People get actually, I've had a couple of emails off people and in comment section asking me when Kent's back. Kent's welcome on here anytime. He's a stalwart. Kent's been with me since the beginning. So, but can we just give a big shout out as well while we're on here to Peter De Freitas because he's battling cancer, and we hope he's
Yeah,
all right, don't we, Jerry?
exactly. Yeah. Hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
It's not good.
A lot's gone on in boxing since we last spoke, Jerry. Before we go into the nitty gritty stuff, the main courses, Lawrence Kohley is WBC ranked number one as a heavyweight. Is a cruiserweight world champion, a bridgerweight world champion. He's now heavyweight. He's done it the proper way, and this Joe can't seem to get him a fight at the moment to keep his tools sharp. Do you think he's in the who needs him club bracket at the moment, Jerry?
I do think that, yeah. For a while there, you know, he was kind of hot off the press, if you want to think of it that way. And
Yeah.
people were, you know, talking about him, and he was causing upset with his weird, awkward style when he was cruiserweight, and then he had that loss to Billum Smith, and
Yeah.
then he kind of changed his style a bit, and
Yeah.
it looked like he was on the, on a more positive trajectory. But it's like all he does now is do occasionally the odd interview, and it's like who's he going to fight? Because now he's a heavyweight. I was expecting to see him in action and taking on somebody like relatively quick, and I don't know what's going on, but it's obviously not good. It's obviously not good for him because he's parked up. He's not keeping busy, and if he's going to be making his stamp on the heavyweight division, he's going to need to start taking on some of the top men. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't see any action. So if they're finding it difficult to match him, then they're going to need to get him in with someone, as soon as possible. If it's for some other reason that we don't know of, maybe there's something else going on behind the scenes. Could be Could be all kinds of reasons, personal issues. You never know. Well, I hope he can get them sorted out as soon as possible because he's not really lived up to if hype's probably the wrong word, but he's not really lived up to any of the talk about him, in my opinion, really. And I would like to. He seems like a nice fella, like so. I would like to see him achieve something, and even if he doesn't, just get in some good matches where he gets a couple of good paydays and gives us all a good some good entertainment with some of the top guys. You know.
Yeah, I wish Lawrence Kohley all the best. He's a big old unit, you know. I've met him.
Yeah, no, I've seen you
Saw that
in the
in
video. Yeah, yeah.
big lump, isn't he? Big old
Seems like a nice guy.
spaceships. Yeah, he walked in. He had these sliders on. Looking at his feet, I thought, Jesus, look at his plates of meat. I bet his bird's got a sore arsehole. Aye. Uh, Jerry, we haven't spoke about this, but we're going to speak about it now. My man, Cobra. His interview with Crusher. Jerry,
Yeah.
over to you, Jerry. Going over to you.
Right. So I couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish the interview, mate. I think I got the 8 minutes, and I was I was sat there with my jaw on the floor whenever he goes, "What's your favorite tattoo?"
What's your favorite Cobra?
Oh,
What's your
what's
favorite
your
tattoo,
favorite
Cobra?
tattoo?
You ain't even fucking got one.
Unbelievable, mate. So yeah, I was disappointed, but I wasn't shocked. I was
On
disappointed, but
you.
I wasn't shocked.
I was shocked. I thought you were going to put it on him.
No,
After
no.
all that chit chat, Carl. After all that chit chat, Carl. Hey, naughty, naughty.
There's been a change. There's been a change in his videos, Russ. I
Why
think.
didn't you ask him what his
Um,
favourite fucking crisps were? Like Puppy Parsons and Coogan do, Eddie.
well, maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out in the future.
Well, he's come out and he said they
But
won't allow him to ask the questions with Ben. Well, you wouldn't take the interview, would you then? You wouldn't go driving all the way down there and take that interview, would you? If you're being told
I
what.
agree. I
But
agree.
why put it on your channel? It's his channel. His channel. So why would you do that? It's disappointing.
Yeah,
He's come out today and he said, "You've seen the thing I sent you off social media." He wanted to ask Daniel Devar about the doping and did he dope or is there a dope issue? But obviously, he hadn't asked it. So I don't know. I mean, look, people. I'm not saying he's been bought off because we don't know, do we? But it's embarrassing for me. So you see what I must have had over 200 emails, people just taking piss. So and you know what? I agree with
yeah,
most of them. I agree with probably 120 of them. Yeah, he should have put it on him because he set himself up for a fall with everything he said prior, Jerry. Do you see where I'm coming from? When you give yourself enough
of
rope,
course, I
you can
agree.
hang yourself. Now, what Matchroom, Turkey, or whoever's done, they've given him access, but then they've said you can have access, but you can't ask this. So you just say,
Hmm.
piss off, wouldn't you? Well, you would, wouldn't you?
That's what I don't understand.
I've never been told what I can and can't ask. Never, never. I've put it on Joe Gallagher and Dennis in interviews, and I've seen them. They're like politicians, aren't they? Joe and Dennis. They've been doing it that long. And after I've gone, sidestep that one. And, well, they've got to play the game to a certain extent. I understand that.
Yeah,
But Carl made the mistake of shouting off for months,
yeah. Telling
months,
us what he was
months.
going
When
to
he
do.
was on the outside looking in, he shouted off about what he was going to do, what he thought. But then once he got the access, Turkey. He never asked him about the national anthem. Ben Whittaker never asked him about quitting. Crusher Ben never so much as touched on any issues with drugs or 274-page dossier. And he took the Joe Gallagher video down off his channel. So
Yeah,
what was the Joe Gallagher interview that were up there about 5, 6 days? So it's his YouTube channel. He makes the decisions, multi-millionaire. So it can't be for money, can it? So what has happened after all that? And I'm a pal. I've had his number 18. You know, I've spoken to him obviously recently, but because I'm disgusted. Cobra, I'm disgusted. You should hang your head in shame after all your big chit chat. You can't say anything about Coogan, Gareth A. Davis, Puppy Parsons, or any of them other lickers in the liquor squad. Darren Barker, Bellew, you're just the same. You're in that bracket now. And that's why I'm devastated because I thought his channel were a breath of fresh air. Look, everybody knows it were based on my kind of concept. Mine, there's only one Porky's Corner though, Jerry, isn't there?
of course, there is
But he
only one
based
Porky.
it on me, but being a bigger version. Brilliant,
Yeah.
hard hitting, I loved it. But when the push come to the push, and you didn't go into trenches, Jerry. I don't know. What do you think, Jerry?
Right. I think he set out his stall, just like you said, right? Like he's Carl Frotch, he's a world champion, Hall of Famer, but with the same kind of he's coming from the same angle that you do on your channel and all the hardcore fans do, right? So in that sense, he was kind of fighting the same fight, but he's for me, it all changed when he was interviewed with by Turkey Al Sheikh, and I don't know if you remember that interview. I said this to the
Starstruck.
commission
First
guys.
time I've ever seen him starstruck. On the other time,
Well,
our Floyd Mayweather interview. Two times I've only ever seen him starstruck. Floyd Mayweather, one with Bean and Turkey. Nobody else. Go on.
right. Well, I'm glad you were able to say that that's what that was because to me, I thought that's he looked like. Well, he basically. I felt like he was sort of run over a little bit by Turkey. I felt like Turkey started dictating the questions, and I think he began with, "Why do you give us such a hard time?" Blah blah blah. And I actually think Carter Frotch was a little bit shocked. So that sort of knocked him off kilter, and then from then on it was like I don't think the interview went as he expected it to. He thought he was going to sit there with a list of questions and ask Turkey Al Sheikh, and that was going to be the end of it. So I think since that time things have changed with his channel. And I do find it very surprising because the guy's loaded, right? Would he not have been better? Does he really need to be that much in the inside? Could he not have still, off his own reputation and
He
his
could have
own.
built that channel up into something
Yeah,
massive, but now
yeah.
his reputation in the media is in tatters. He's just the same as the rest in the liquor squad. He's a licker like the rest of
So he's
them.
thrown it
And
away.
it devastates me. It absolutely devastates me. I'm
He's
devastated.
thrown that opportunity away, mate. He could have remained unassociated, and whether it closed doors on him or not, I think him being Card Frotch,
It
people
would
would
have got
have
him through,
taken
wouldn't it? He would have still got to where he wanted
yeah,
to get, Jerry, wouldn't he? Yeah. Couldn't
100%.
wait. Couldn't wait.
100%.
Couldn't wait.
Yeah,
Devastated.
he should have took the time it because it's fastest growing channel and all that on YouTube and related to boxing. Up, I don't know, best part of a year. The opportunity's gone now. I don't think he comes back from that. And
You know,
for to regain his original reputation that he was building.
yeah. Do you know what I'd have said to Turkey? He said, "Here, why you give me an hard time?" I said, "Well, first of all, problem I've got with you, you're running around with a tea towel on your head, and people don't can't people can't come to terms with anything like that. You're buying up Ring magazine and you're dictating rankings, right? You're jumping in the
Yeah,
middle, right, of the judges and looking at the scorecards, then telling the score to Amzad Shira's corner. They're the things I
yeah,
don't
saw it.
like. Nobody's allowed to have a pint of beer at your shows, and it's 4 and 5 grand to fly out there for world title fights. How is that any good for the man in the street? That's the problem I've got with you, Turkey tea towel head. That's what I'd have said. We're only on Zoom. I'm not going to go out there and say I might come back like Flipper with one arm or something. So that's my. But Carl could have put it a bit better and said, "Well, there's no atmosphere at your shows. You promised us the biggest show ever, and everybody were all falling apart, wasn't it? Parker fight with the bar, and you're bowling a man 22 and a half clem, but Kohley, at a couple of days' notice. Why didn't you just pull the fight? That's all you had to do, pull the fight. But instead, they had to go ahead with it, didn't they? And these people need
Yeah.
it putting on them. But whenever you've got the paymasters, nobody's going to say a word. Because what are all these people in the boxing industry going to do? They're not going to go and get fucking jobs, are they? They're just going to
No,
sit
not
there
this week, no.
like that. I mean, somebody's told me earlier Sonny Edwards is coming back. Coming back from what? What is he coming back from? It's like somebody said to me the other day, oh, Dave Allen's comeback's great now. He's on a cut. So where's he coming back from? Chippy. Do you know what I mean? Or Pizza Hut. What KFC? What is he coming back from? What is Dave Allen coming back from? He's there as donkey
Uh,
fodder for Johnny Fisher. Because of the social
yeah,
media presence him and Fisher have got, they've built it up into world title money. But they're area level, aren't they, at best? You see
yeah,
where I'm coming from.
absolutely.
But what about them kids that are British level and European level that are not going to get a third of that dough they're getting just because they're not controversial on social media or they're not kissing somebody's arsehole? You see where I'm coming from? That's my argument,
Yeah.
mate. But Frotch has let himself down and he deserves all the flack that he gets from Big P. You got a problem, Cobra? Give me a ring. You've got my number off Joe G. You've got my email as well. You daren't email me or ring me because you know I'll be spewing at you. Right, where are we now? Howard Foster, Liam Cameron. What do you think to the stoppage, Jerry?
Oh, Jesus. I'm just gonna say, every time I see Howard Foster, I don't feel good. So the stoppage, in my opinion, was too early. Liam Cameron, the commentary were like, "Oh, his leg dipped." Jesus, he looked like he had his gloves up to me. He was still coherent. Um, Still looked like he was trying to defend himself. I felt like that needed to be allowed to continue to see if Liam Cameron could have got himself out of trouble. At least another 20, 30 seconds at least. That was crazy stuff. If that had been the other way around,
It
they
would
would
have
never
been
have done that
stopped.
for they would not have done that. No way.
Was
Why and
Liam
why is that?
firing back though, Jerry? Was Liam firing back? Yes or no?
In the last in the last 10 seconds, no. No, he wasn't
Okay.
from memory. Um I'd still I mean, okay, there's unanswered punches there, but to me, he looked fine. I've seen, we've all seen a million times guys getting beaten up, and the referee's got to jump in. But that to me did not seem like it warranted, even a standing count. Maybe referee gives him a standing count and goes, "You're not firing back. You do that again, and going to have to stop the fight." Do you know what I mean? But nothing like that happened. He just called it off. And like I said, I don't think he would have done that for Whitaker because the script is they want Whitaker to win because Liam Cameron's just he's
Donkey
just
fodder.
expendable.
He's
Do you know what I mean?
donkey fodder, isn't he?
Um, Absolutely. It's a shame, but I mean that's in terms of the grand scheme, he's donkey fodder indeed.
Well, the way I look at it is this,
What do
right?
you think?
Liam, right? He's just done a 4.5 year out at sport. He's not really had a decent win since he come back, and they've milked it to death with that fall with Whitaker. He's milked it to death. He had a fall with that Olympic silver medalist. They went out at ring, and then he played victim, and he played it to a T. And I'm glad he's got a few quid out of the job. But let's have it right. Ben Whitaker's just beat a guy that's been out at sport 4.5 years, and he's a middleweight fighting as a light heavy. There you go. So let's see Ben Whitaker in where Lyndon Arthur. If he beats him, then a yard.
Yeah,
All
or
right.
Spider Richards or somebody like that.
Craig Richards. Let's see him in with them guys. Let's not see Ben Whittaker now in with some Hungarian plumber. Or Chris
Yeah, I agree.
Hobbs. They might go dig Chris Hobbs up for him or whatever. Let's see him in with Willie Hutchinson.
Yeah,
See him in with him. And if he beats Willie, he can start calling out Joshua Boazzi and Callum Smith. Let's see him step up now because he's got plenty rattle, Ben Whittaker. Terry thinks he's the real deal. Oh, he hasn't shown me
but
shit yet, Terry. Terry, he's not shown me shit to get my
I
vote.
agree with you, Ross.
He hasn't beat nobody yet.
Yeah,
And yeah, he got an Olympic silver medalist. Yeah, but he didn't win a gold. So let's see him step up to the plate, not fighting donkey fodder. All right, that's just how I look at it. You want to go on to part two, Jezza?
yes, mate. I'll see you on part two.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. If you want to get close up personal, you want to leave a longer message, email me, porkycorner@mail.com. If you want to blow steam off, all right? Or even if you've got some balls, send me a WhatsApp and let's have you on Zoom. Let's see if you've got any real balls. All right? Well, pop, pop, bang.